It's so clean here.
He'd be the best hockey player in Paraguay.
Shopping is next level. It's like, I love it.
Mathias is a colonel of the Swiss Army and a member of parliament of the canton where he lives. Definitely it's cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper.
But the charm of the Swiss Alps couldn't keep him away from Paraguay. Why are you in Paraguay then? A new world to explore with new opportunities and lovely people that made him rethink.
I always liked adventure or like trying to find new stuff, new frontiers.
If he wants to call this a plan B or a plan A.
It's better than Switzerland.
Come.
Is it on now? Thank you.
Hey guys, we're here with Mathias from Switzerland, and for the first time we have a host and a guest that are confused because he actually runs 2 podcasts and he's got much more experience than me. So how are we gonna play this out? Tell me.
Well, I think I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Okay, sounds great. But before that, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, as you said, my name is Mathias. I'm from Switzerland. I'm 55 years old, so born 1970. My background is I'm a psychologist. I did work psychology. I studied that like in the last century actually in the University of Bern, and I also did journalism, media. Okay. So I worked first as a journalist for about 5-6 years. And then I joined the armed forces as a professional, as a career officer, and that's what I do since 25 years.
Wow.
So I'm an infantry professional career officer. Right now I'm a colonel. I'm working in the personal staff of the chief of the armed forces, which is very interesting. So I had I would say a very cool career till now, I have to say.
That's great. And why are you in Paraguay then? What brought you here?
You have only one life, no?
Sure.
And why should you stay only in one place the whole life? And there's something, I always liked adventure or like trying to find new stuff, new frontiers. I always said I would move once somewhere else.
Okay.
So now, as I said, I have 25 years in the military. I'm 55. I think it's now the time where you can maybe make a step and make a new career, a new adventure. I'm still fit enough, I think, to do something new.
Look much fitter than anyone in the 20s in this room.
And that's one part. And the other part is I call myself a libertarian.
Okay.
I'm also into politics. I'm a member of parliament in the canton, which is the province in Switzerland. I really like it here because I have a feeling that's one of the last real liberal countries in the world.
100%.
And in Europe it's getting, let's say, it's not getting better.
And did you know all of that before coming here actually?
I did my research, and before we came here we had this idea, why not having a plan B, why not having a second place somewhere. We actually had a place in Canada, which we sold now because we were disappointed about the election results. And to be honest, when we sold the house, it was a nightmare, a bureaucratic nightmare. And we figured out that there were taxes, we didn't even know that they exist.
Okay.
You know, so we were like, okay. So, but now we said would like something else, maybe a second place. So we were like making also research, and I was also talking to friends and stuff. And I have a very good friend. He has actually residence since a long time in Paraguay, but he lives in Argentina. He has one of the biggest sheep herds in Argentina. Wow. He told me about Paraguay, so I was looking into it, and then I started really liking the history of the country. I like how it is right now. Also, as I said, there's not many regulations. I have a feeling there's a lot of. It's a very resilient people, I think. Also because the state doesn't intervene too much. And that's something I like. So we said, well, let's check it out. And of course, we figured out also that it's quite easy to get residency.
Sure.
So we looked at other countries like Panama and everything, which is still a little bit more complicated. And so we said, let's go take a look. And that's what we did. So that's why we're here.
How did the reality match the expectations? Better, worse, much places?
So it's a good point. You say expectation. And I think expectation management is one of the most important things in life. The lower the expectation, the better, the higher the better, the more you're surprised positively. And we had actually no real expectations. I mean, I did the research, I watched YouTube videos and all stuff, but I couldn't really grasp it. I was like, some people like, when you look TikTok videos or YouTube videos, there's people like, don't go there, it's boring. And others are like, yeah, so I wasn't really sure. So we had no expectation. And then of course you have all the stereotypes. Latin America and Europe, Latin America, there's criminals everywhere, there's like organized crime, you have to be careful, there's drive-by shootings and drug cartels, and that's the image you have,
Sure.
So you don't really know. So you come here, and the first thing I said, we had no expectation, but we were very, very positively surprised.
That's amazing.
Really surprised. And the first thing, and I say that as a Swiss, because we are very proud that everything is clean in Switzerland. But that's the first thing I noticed. I thought, like, it's so clean here.
Yeah.
It's so clean. Like, there's no trash on the streets. Mm-hmm. And that was the first positive impression I have. And maybe another one I have to tell you also. I thought it was also kind of funny. When we were in Madrid on the airport, we flew from Zurich to Madrid, and then Madrid to Asunción. So we are searching our gate, and in Europe, and all the gates is freaking chaos. People are standing around, and everybody's like wants to be the first on the plane because the plane could leave without them. So I said, it's over there, the gate 32 or something. But there was a whole lineup, like a long lineup, and we passed the lineup because the gate was over there. And then we were at the gate, and was like, this lineup is for that flight. Everybody was like half an hour before standing orderly in line, and we were like, these people are going on that plane, and nobody was yelling, nobody was doing. I don't want to say any nations, but in Europe it's like
Yeah.
push and shove, and like as I said,
I know something about it, I guess.
So that was really the one thing we were like, wow, these people are so polite. And then they said like, okay, priority boarding, all that stuff. We had this priority boarding, and nobody was like. Everybody said, oh yeah, just please go past. Like, nobody was like doing like something. No, it's like so calm. And then also when we arrived, I had the feeling like we arrived here. I mean, people were all clapping in the plane. So that was also cute. It's just positive. Yeah. Everything was positive till now.
That's great. And how long have you been spending in Asunción so far?
So 1 week. And we say another week. And what I can also say, we came here not for vacation. We always said it's really reconnaissance. Mm-hmm. So we said we're going to rent an apartment. We're going to live like we would live back home.
Okay.
So don't do much touristy stuff. Let's go see the shopping. Let's go see. Can we walk? How is the transport? How does everything work? How are the gyms?
Of course.
It's also important. We were also pleasantly surprised. There are many gyms. They're very good gyms. So,
how's it going? Like, were you able to fit into that routine?
Yes. No, it's going very well. Shops are amazing.
Okay.
Shopping is next level. It's like, I love it. It's shopping malls, and then also I have to say the supermercados. One is Super 6 and the other is the Casa Rica. It's better than Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Sorry, it's better than Switzerland, and it's cheaper, and it's really...
Definitely it's cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper, but it's really also nice. You have the feeling everything is orderly, everything is clean, you have nobody... Everybody's nice, everybody's helpful.
Have you interacted much with the locals?
Yeah, as much as we could, but it's nice too, actually, because all the Spanish I learned was like about 110-day streak on Duolingo. So
that's a long streak.
It's a long streak. Duolingo is really nice to read, and so. But if you're here and somebody talks to you really fast, it's not like Anna or somebody on Duolingo. It's like brut, and you're like, what? So people, when they realize you don't speak Spanish, although they don't speak English, not many people speak English, but they try to explain you, they try to show you. You can take out your Google, they talk in the Google Translate, they're patient. And actually it's fun. I can tell a story here too. We took an Uber, which is super practical here, I have to say. It's really great. And so we were driving, went to the parliament, look at the parliament, and so we took a drive back, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and the driver was constantly speaking with us in Spanish. And we were we were answering, but he was waiting, and so at the end we were like, you know what, that was not just a drive, it was like it was Escuela Uber Español or something,
100%. No, I'm like, best recommendation to learn Spanish is stuck with the Ubers all the time. So how much did you get of it?
No. Well, at the end we get.
This is like a proper Duolingo review. Let's see what 110 days can get you in real life.
It's like you pick up some words. And then you like mix it, and you're like, oh, I think he meant that. And then you try, then you figure out. So it was fun, and he had fun too. Actually, that was, which was cool. And so no, I think people. It's really like people are very comprehensive, very helpful. We went to see the old Parliament building. There's a museum now.
Yeah.
So there's this cop in front. He comes to me. He comes up to us. He starts speaking Spanish. He realizes I don't speak Spanish, but. Still, he speaks to us and he tells me, are you a military or are you a police? I'm like, oh, okay, I look like it seems. So he gives me his phone number if ever there's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, and the guy brought us in the museum, said, hey, that you have to look at. And he gives us his private phone number just whenever we need something. So this is amazing.
Okay, I guess undercover missions weren't your best friend.
No, it looks like.
And about the reconnaissance that you've done, things that you would locate on the positives and on the negatives, sure enough. Like, is there something you're missing, something that you wish would change, or how does your whole list of bullet points?
And that's what I wrote to my friends. Basically, I only have positive points. Like, as I said, there's gyms everywhere.
Which one are you going to?
Just here.
In the Pessoa Galleria?
Yeah, yes.
Zona Fit.
Yes, Zona Fit. And then we have another one just that we tried out just next to where we live. Very nice. It has everything in it.
In which area are you staying?
Mall
Mariscal?
Yeah.
Villa Morra.
Yes.
It's a nice
Villa Morra,
area.
yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Good area?
It's a very good area.
Are you served by services?
Yes, very good area. There's good restaurants. There's the shopping mall. There's everything you need. And so we're trying out also different gyms. We will try out some more, but it's like, and also here, it's cheap.
100%. How would that compare to Switzerland on percentage, like?
The gyms?
Everything.
It depends. Like the gyms, I would say like half the price. Meat, I would say like 50 to 75% cheaper here.
The Uber ride?
Uber ride. I couldn't believe. I was asking. We live it's an 18-minute drive, but it's only like 10 kilometers. But it's an 18-minute drive from the city where we live. If you take a taxi, because sometimes our kids have to sometimes take a taxi at night when they go out and there's no public transport anymore, it costs $50.
Okay.
For 10 kilometers. So here I asked the Uber driver, how do you get to Ciudad del Este? And he's like, well, you take an Uber. I thought like, it's still quite far. I'm like, yes, 300 kilometers. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, so you would drive us there? Yeah. And I'm like, how much is it? And he calculates, I was like, $50. I'm like, really? No, it's extreme.
That's
extreme. And you know what? It's cool too, I have to say. You give some tip and people appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like they appreciate when you give tip. And I appreciate when people are nice. So you like to give also tip. And it's nice to, sometimes in Europe you have the feeling that it's almost expected. And then it's like, what? You only give me this?
Yeah.
And here that's so nice when the people are really, they're happy if you give them something. That's also really cool. No, like prices are, it's incredible.
And did you see life changing in your home country over the years?
Yes. To be honest, Switzerland is still a very good country. I cannot say anything bad about Switzerland. We still have a very good system with our direct democracy or semi-direct democracy where we can vote about everything we have. We're still not like the European Union, thank God. We stayed out of the European Union. That was one of the best decisions probably in the last 100 years that Switzerland did. But the pressure is getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
The pressure from the European Union. We're surrounded by the European Union.
Oh yeah.
And there's pressure coming, and we make contracts, bilateral agreements with the European Union, which I don't like. So there is Europe is changing, and I don't think that it's changing for the good.
Okay.
Well, maybe some people think it's excellent, so good for them. I don't think it's changing for the good. We're more and more restricted. There's more strangulation by regulation. There's more and more regulations. Everything is difficult. There's laws and everything, and So it's incredible. Every year there are more laws, less and less common sense.
Okay. You think that's influencing a bit the way Switzerland works?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say then that the search for freedom is one of the drivers that brought you here?
Yes, absolutely.
What is freedom to you?
I think freedom for me is like being like that you as an individual, you're independent. You can choose how you want to live, where you want to live. That's what I think, and you have self-responsibility. I mean, liberty goes together with responsibility. And what I don't want is a state who tells me how I have to live. I don't want a state who tells me what I have to eat, how I have to use transport, when I'm allowed to go to bed or whatever, what I have to say, what I can say and what not, or at the end what I can think. Or yes, just an example, but such ideas like the digital euro, digital currency. So they want to do that. They say, oh, we do that because it's practical. It's great. You cannot lose money then, and you cannot steal it. Blah blah blah. But they have ideas like that they will put an expiration date on money. You're not free anymore to do with your money what you want. I know it's not here yet, and some people tell me that's just that's dystopian what you're talking about, but it's going in this direction. And for me, freedom is that I can do what I want to do. With respect to all the other peoples, the freedom goes as far as my fist goes. I'm not hurting anybody else, but and having self-responsibility and being not patronized by government or anything.
That's a great way to put it. On that note, did you feel free in your stay here?
Yes, and and there's some really funny things I think we picked up, and I think I really like that. One is the sidewalks. And I saw, it's interesting that as I said, there's not much trash. And I made research, and they said the city does some cleaning, but it's the people who clean themselves because they're proud of their property. And I heard that the sidewalks are part of your property.
Yeah, they are.
So you're proud, and you don't say, and you clean it because you're proud. It's your part. And that's the thing. If you're in Europe, it's all is done by the state. So you're like, you know what? I pay lots of taxes for that, so I can throw something on the floor. The state's going to clean it. I paid for it. And you lose this, this like dignity, this pride for the stuff you own or for your own thing. And I feel here that people do with the means they have, they do the necessary what they can do. And in Europe, the state takes over everything.
Yeah.
And then what happens is people are becoming like more and more demanding, and they're not happy because then they're always jealous or they're always envious. Like, this person has a little bit more than me, and it's like, and that's something. And one really funny thing I saw, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong here, but there's a lot of dogs here. We have a dog and everything, but we were like surprised. We never saw like dog poo lying around.
Right.
Yeah, and in Europe, in Switzerland, you have like everywhere you have the boxes, where you have bags and you have to pick it up, and there's no bags here. So I'm like, people, I think so, they pick it up by themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was like, there's no need to push or to make a law for that.
Common sense is enough.
Common sense, and I love that here.
All right, that's actually a very interesting thing. Hey, was it the first time in Latin America? Did you have any experience with Latin America before Paraguay?
No, I've never been in Latin America. It's the first time. And
how are you coping with the drive-by shootings?
Quite good. I shoot back, and no, it's like we did. I have my Garmin here. We measure everything. So in the last 7 days, we walked. My wife and I walked over 100 kilometers.
Wow.
So we did every day like 15 kilometers. We did everything, basically everything by foot.
Okay.
And for me, that's also a sign, because people told me, you cannot walk around in Latin America. It's like you get, and maybe touch wood, but maybe it's going to happen. But no, it's like we walked everywhere, and we never felt at risk.
Of course.
And you have a feeling for that. It's like I was in the States at certain places where I was in Philadelphia at a place that they call the Walmart of heroin, because there's Rocky Balboa's house, and I wanted to go see that house. so there I started feeling, after like 20 minutes, I left because I really felt uncomfortable. Here, I never had that feeling. it's like I feel secure.
I mean, Latin America is pretty big, right? Yes. So all generalizations about Latin America don't take into consideration the fact that just Brazil is bigger than Europe.
Yes.
And Brazil, for instance, widely different.
Yeah.
And Paraguay looks that little on the map until you place it on top of Europe.
Yes.
And you realize like Germany and Switzerland and Austria combined. So, I mean, there's so many differences, right? City to city, neighborhood to neighborhood. But in general, would you say you felt safe?
Yes, totally. Absolutely. Maybe I'm naive, but...
As long as you shoot back, you'll be fine.
Yes.
And, hey, did you try the local food?
Of course. Of course, the meat. I mean, this is excellent. Excellent. The meat is excellent. And if you love meat, and that's another thing, you know, in Europe, you have to feel bad if you eat meat because people, like they honestly, there's some places they make laws now that like once a week you have to eat vegan or something. Like that's like for me, like forget it. And so I love it here. I mean, that's one thing. Maybe a vegan doesn't really like it here. I could imagine, but I don't care about them. So, so no, I love the food. We also tried. What's it called? The Milanese.
Yeah, 100%.
Excellent. That was very good too. The chicken Milanese and. Pastry with like meat in it, like
empanada.
Yes, exactly. That we tried also. What I didn't eat was the chicken hearts.
I still didn't try that.
Okay.
I mean, ask my girlfriend; she'll say that it's the best thing ever invented by a human being. To me, it's like I don't know.
I didn't try.
But at the end, we eat so many things in my region in Italy. I'm very close to Switzerland.
Yes.
Like when I ski, I go to Zermatt, then back, and so it's actually that. But for instance, we eat the tongue of the cow. Super normal for us.
Yes.
Super normal in Paraguay. In Brazil, don't even mention it.
Okay.
Like, they can't figure it out. Like, they can't compute it.
I mean, it is also special to eat the tongue of the cow, but if it's really well made, it's really good.
Oh, really, really good. Yeah. But they say the same about the chicken.
That's what I thought too. When I said chicken, I was thinking actually the same thing. I was thinking about cow tongue.
Did you consider it? All right, next time I think we'll try them together.
Yes.
We'll do like a part 2B in which we have like a big plate.
Yes.
Did you have any difficulty by, regular life? I don't know, paying with international cards, withdrawing, I don't know, internet connection? No. How was everything?
No, everything is perfect. Like the Wi-Fi is everywhere is everywhere you go, you have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. It works very well. Withdrawing money, no problem. There's bank machines like everywhere, no problem. And paying, no problem either. Like everywhere, credit cards. I always have cash on me too, but I mean, it's really everything is very simple and easy.
Was it with the residency process as well?
We just had that today. And I mean, I love it. It's so not in Europe. That would probably take like 6 months because of all the bureaucracy, and it's really like the pure contrary. I mean, it took us 3 hours.
Yeah,
it took us 3 hours.
But there's a lot of things that happen in the background.
I know, but I know that you did a lot in the background. But for us, it was a 3-hour thing. It was actually quite entertaining. We went from one place to the other, met some people, and did some signatures, corrected one mistake on the paper. But that's it.
Amazing.
And they're the same thing with all the people we talk, like the officials, all super friendly. They were smiling. They helpful, and your employee who came with us. She was brilliant. I mean, she's a gem, and she was like nothing can go wrong. I had the feeling.
Yeah, no, Karen is amazing. Like, we're super lucky to have her. Has Paraguay changed your plans for the future? This little stay you were having, like, is it shaping maybe the possibility to stay a little longer?
The thing is like this. Like I'm still working. And what we have, I would like to stay right now. I could. I mean, if I could, I would. Let's say like this. But no, we have 3 kids. They're 21, 28, 18, 16. The boy is independent. That's fine. The 2 girls, they're 18 and 16. They're still going to school, and they will finish their education. Or like the one girl is making hotel. in the hotel, and she's going to be finished in 2027, the summer. And the other girl will finish high school also in 2027, and then can go study. And I think till 2027, we for sure will be there because we finish that, we can look for the kids. And then after that, the idea we have right now is kind of like to have a second base, maybe like in the when it's winter here. And when it's winter in Switzerland. Why in the winter? It's not because I love the winter that much, but our son is a professional ice hockey player, and so I go see all the hockey games.
Oh wow!
so in this part, I would stay rather maybe there and this
course.
season here.
As a father, how would you say that you envision the future of your kids? Is it something you would envision in Europe, or do you think it's no longer the time to stay there?
I think at the end it's up to them also what they have to decide. But I think I could see, like, I know our son, of course, he's like aspiring for a career overseas.
Mm-hmm. He'd be the best hockey player in Paraguay.
I'm sure. I think so too. I think he's also the only one. As I said, one girl works in hotels. I mean, hotel business is a worldwide thing, and I think that's also one of the reasons she chose that. So she's open to work everywhere. And I know that the people who learned it in Switzerland, they're like all over the world. And the other girl wants to be a veterinarian. She loves horses and everything, and she's very adventurous. I could totally see her here too.
Amazing. That's very nice, because at the end of the day, it's very hard to understand where the world is moving.
Yeah.
And I think the younger you are, the more you have to wonder about it.
Yes.
Any forecast on that? Like, what do you think, since you're into politics as well? Do you think that your country is going in the right trajectory, that Paraguay is going in the right trajectory? Where do you feel, I don't know, like in the next 10 years, how do you think things are going to change for the world order?
Yeah, I think it's going to change quite a bit. And we see the conflict in the Ukraine. We see tensions between the US and China. And so there's stuff that's going to change. And we see also Europe is moving more and more to a surveillance state type and more regulation, all that. I think that never ends well. But if you look at history, there were always powers. They went well until it went almost too well. And then they became decadent, and then it went down. And I think that's what happens now. We're at the tipping point where the West is going down. Hopefully, it's going to go back up again, hopefully. But if you look, when something goes down, something else goes up.
100%.
And maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think the future could be actually South America. Because I think besides maybe internal problems, there's or maybe some proxy wars could be. You never know if there's really big things, but I think you have, especially Paraguay has everything. You're autark, like Paraguay's autark. You have the water, a lot of water. That means also you have all the energy. So there's already two things you need. You have the food.
100%.
So you're autark. You're independent. And I think in a global world where everything is interconnected, it's very important to have this place where you're not so dependent on other countries. That's one thing, this being autark. And then the other thing I think is, if you look, and I just researched that the last days. If you look in the United States, Canada, but also Europe, the individuals have a lot of debts. Mm-hmm. Everybody is indebted. In Paraguay, people have no debts because you have higher interest rates. So it's very difficult to get a credit. Now, people say, like, oh, it's good to have credits, it makes the economy go on. But for me, midterm, long term, it's much more sustainable if you have a country where people have no debts. What they own, they own.
100%.
And I think this is a huge danger. This bubble can burst. Everybody who's everybody's a slave to the bank at the end, or to the government.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a huge risk. And if that bubble bursts, it can I think it could give a real big economical recession. And then you have suddenly here a country who has no debts, who just, that makes Paraguay extremely resilient.
Yeah.
And so I think Paraguay has a really big future. I even think it could be, something like Switzerland was.
It's acting in a certain sense in that way. So every time there is a big problem in Argentina, like they had the hyperinflation going on, and all of a sudden all the Argentinians flooding here. Brazil now is undergoing a lot of bad changes, so a lot of Brazilians are coming in. Well, again, bad in my perspective, of course. But let's say that they skip the part in which they become a developed country. They went straight into the European kind of regulation. Yes. And so with that, it's kind of tough because they have the worst of both worlds. And all throughout these types of problems, or Bolivia, the last year when there was no dollars anymore and the central bank almost went bankrupt. Again, a lot of Bolivians came here. But if there is a reason why it takes 8,000 guaranis to buy a dollar, 7,500 today. It's because, unlike other countries, they never change currency.
Yeah.
So that little bit of devaluation they had year by year eventually compounded into this weird math. But, in Brazil, they changed 3-4 currencies in the last 30 years. So that is a bit similar, right, to the Swiss journey. The financial safety, juridical safety, freedom, of course. And I think there's another thing, and on this I'd like to pick your brain on it, because I think it has the possibility also to shape a country's future. What I would see back in Italy, you told me how it is in Switzerland, is that as time goes, it's more divided. And the US apparently as well, right? Yeah. So it's men against women, left against right, in a very bad way, and immigrants against the people who were born there, and everything else. While in Paraguay, it looks like there's a lot of unity, right? Because it's same religion, same type of mindset, same type of conservative mentality that, it really penetrates society. Do you think that plays a role as well?
Yes, absolutely. And I think, as I said before, Switzerland is still better than other European countries. I think Italy is also a little bit better than Germany or France. I think Germany and France, from my perspective, are really heading in a not in a good direction. And you talk about this polarization, and it's getting really more and more extreme. And I think that is a big problem, because you have different religions now. Yeah, cultures who have different ideas, and they clash. There is a risk for a civil war in the next maybe 10, 15 years. And then when I tell that to people, and they're like, but look at history. Civil wars, they occurred all the time. Yeah. Why not now? Just because we had 50 years, 60 years, nothing, doesn't mean it will not come.
It was the same with the pandemic, right?
Yes.
Those things that never happen eventually.
And then suddenly happens. And I think that polarization is really not good. And then the thing is, like, as you talked about, you have the migration, you have people from countries with different cultures that come in. Because of that, you have also the rise of the extreme nationalistic movement, which I don't like neither.
Yeah.
It's like, but at the end you have almost to choose a side. Are you going to the nationalists, or are you going with the socialists?
Yeah.
And that's going to clash. And I see that a lot of young people are now drawn to the nationalist movements. And I understand it. I understand it, but I don't like it. It's like I want.
They have to pick a side among two extremes, right? So,
and it is, you have to, as you say, you have to pick a side. If you're not for them, if you're not for me, you're against me, and that is something I don't like. And I think that is also something I think here you feel, and you mentioned it. I mean, it's the same culture.
Yeah,
100%. And you feel it.
100%. They're so proud to be Paraguayans. Really, the national pride is on another level compared to what we have in Europe. I think it's comparable to the US, where people sing the national anthem before they go to school. That's pretty similar, I guess. And that is, I think, probably the magic that happened in the US is that everyone feels American, even though they have so many different backgrounds. While in Europe, we are absolutely unable to achieve that.
Yeah, and the US was built on migrants. It's a completely different history. And Europe is a mix of cultures. Yeah. And the European Union tried to merge that together, and they were talking about the United States of Europe, and all. That doesn't go. It's never going to be that. An Italian is not the same like a Polish. Ukrainian is not the same like a Swiss. I mean, it takes time. They try to melt everything forcibly together. And that is exactly the problem.
The economies are different as well,
The
right?
economy is
So
different.
it's hard to actually create a monetary policy that
Yes.
would actually work for
Yes.
countries so widely different.
Yeah.
What would you say to anyone that's doubting about coming here in general, maybe to establish a plan B? So you have a person right there that's basically like you a few months ago who's looking for a place that they can call a backup plan in case everything goes wrong, or maybe just as a place to, feel safe,
Yeah.
whatever happens, maybe retirement plan, who knows.
Yeah.
What would you say directly at the camera,
Yeah.
looking at the guys who are doubting?
Well, I think if you're already thinking about it, you made already a big step. If you're already thinking about having a plan B. And if you're doubting Paraguay, then it's very simple. Just come and come here, go see Alessandro, talk with him, and come see the country and make yourself a picture. Then decide, but don't decide without coming here first. The best, come here, look at it yourself, speak with Alessandro, and make then the decision.
That's amazing. Thank you, Mathias. I hope
You're
this time I
welcome.
pronounced it well. Do you have for coffee?
Yes, of course.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys in Paraguay.
Yes.